Some crazy stuff happening in Africa, fellas. The African Union is demanding reparation for colonialism and slavery. So black people say, okay, enough is enough. It's not the African Union. It's in collaboration with the Caribbean nations. So all Jamaican, Tobago, Trinidad, and all of that, they want reparation. Reparation for what? For colonialism and slavery, which were clearly horrendous situation, very bad, very sad situation for many African people. And they say that that's the reason why many of the African countries and Caribbeans are not progressing. So the African Union, alongside Caribbean nations, is calling for reparation for the crimes of colonization and slavery. The demands include financial compensation, the return of stolen artifacts, official apologies, and action in response to climate crisis. So they want financial compensation, money, return of stolen artifacts, official apologies, and action in response to climate crisis. So basically they're saying you need to pay us, money, and number two, you need to say you're sorry, and number three, you need to take responsibility for climate change, because black people don't cause climate change. We do fart from time to time, but we don't cause climate change. No, not at all. You are the one that own the big industries and stuff. You are the one that creating climate change. So we cannot be held accountable for things we have not done. Now, do Africans and black people deserve to be compensated? Yes, they do deserve to be compensated, but will they get compensated? Well, fellas, let me just tell you this way. There's been multiple rejections in the past saying that you do not deserve compensation and reparation because you're not good enough or worthy enough. The organization now, the African Union, have requested a significant reparation from the former colonial power. Because we're talking about Britain, France, Germany, and many others. They accuse them of what? They accuse them of having exploited the people, the land, the resources of the African continent, including its leaders. So you went to Africa, you stole, you took things, and now you need to pay back because of you, Africa has not progressed. Because of you, Africans are still struggling. Is this truth or not? We're going to find out now. Now, the truth is, Africans have tried many times, to ask for reparation, and it's not succeeded. It's been rejected many times. I mean, in Namibia, there was a genocide. Bad. Germans unalived people in Namibia. They've never paid a thing for it. In Kenya, they massacred the Mau Maus. A lot of people were unalive. Did they pay anything about it? No, they didn't. In the DRC at the time, the King Leopold II unalived millions of people. Have they paid for it? No, they have not paid. However, let me just show you how much they consider and respect you, okay? Well, in Europe, Germany paid reparation to the people you don't name, okay? In 1952, West Germany signed reparation agreements with them. For all the negative things they lived in Germany, you're gonna get paid. They got paid 3 billion Dutch mark at the time to help them resettle, okay? And individual people from the country you don't name receive compensation through conferences of their, I can't say the name. Individuals receive compensation. 2, the community receive compensation. They're not going to give it to you because you're not worth it. Okay, let's not stop with them. Let's go to America. In America, the Indians Americans, they receive compensation. Monetary settlement. Tribes receive lump sum for broken treaties and stolen land. Because America doesn't belong to Americans as you know today. I know people have their own history, whatever. Let's stick to the Indian Americans. They receive compensation for all the negative things they lived throughout colonialism. Because when Europeans went there, they murdered them, they unalived them, they brought disease to them. They got paid for it. They got land restoration. Tribes regained territories. They gave them land. And some tribes gained access to healthcare, education, housing support. Okay, but you're not going to get anything. Well, slave owners, let's talk about slave owners. I mean, you were slaves, right? Let's talk about slave. Even slave owners got paid. Okay, in the UK, slave owners got paid. When the British government abolished slavery, the government paid $20 billion, about 17 billion British pounds, to slave owners as compensation for the loss of their property. Meaning slave and human beings. Because they lost slaves, they got paid. I mean, they got paid. Some of their grandkids still got paid until 10 years ago. Yes, they got paid from tax money. In the United States of America, at 1862, up to $300 were paid per slave released. You lost one slave, you get $300. You lost 30 slaves, you get $3,000. You lost 100 slaves, you get $30,000, my brother. But in the meantime, enslaved African Americans receive zero compensation. Okay? And that's a problem. Now, will Africa ever receive compensation? I doubt it. I don't think you'll ever receive compensation. You need to stop crying over it. You need to get over it. Find something different. I'm sorry. And we need to stop crying over, oh, we suffered. I get you, I hear you. But what's clearly happening is very clear. You're not getting any compensation. Since you started crying and hovering over it, nothing is happening. But you still open your doors to the United States of America and other people. You still open your doors to the Europeans. You still bow down to them. You still mistreat other African people. You call them foreigners. They must leave our country. But all the stuff you went through, you don't think about it. Now, the reason why Africa is not progressing is not because of the money you should receive from salary. No. I'm sorry, I know this is going to hurt a lot of people. The reason why you're not progressing is not because of slavery and all. No, it's not. No. You're not the only people to be enslaved in life. Sorry. I'm not sure to tell you things to, I'm not going to do that. I'm always going to tell you the truth. Slavery was bad, very, very bad. Was it sad? It was very sad. Colonialism, absolutely. But the reason why African, the black people are not progressing right now, it's not because of slavery. Does it have anything to do? Yes, it does. But it's not only about that. Well, let's take an example of Singapore. Singapore went through the most. They were through colonialism. They were colonized by the British, beaten, robbed, raped, unalived, bad. Later on by the Japanese occupation. Okay, Singapore went through the most. But they had a great leader, Lee Kuan Yew, who was the first prime minister of Singapore. The man was amazing. The first thing he did for Singapore, because look, Singapore got independence right about the same time when African nations got independence. But he prioritized one, stability, meritocracy, and anti-corruption. This man, this prime minister of Singapore, prioritized stability, meritocracy, and anti-corruption. He understood that corruption was a disease. Number two, Singapore is a country that doesn't have any minerals. There's no diamonds, gold, uranium, cobalt, or any other thing like Africa does have. What he did was he opened his port and made it tax-free for foreign companies, allowing them to come and bring and manufacture things in the country tax-free, tariff-free. Okay, you only pay tax if you sell things in the country. That's how he developed Singapore. 1 person out of 35 is a millionaire in dollar in Singapore. In the meantime, Africans are still crying. Oh, colonialism, well, slavery and all that stuff. In Singapore, there's no corruption. Okay, they executed people because of corruption. Now, Africa's biggest win is corruption. You can get anything you want in Africa provided you have money, okay? So corruption does anything. An African soccer team or basketball team is not even filled with basketball players or soccer players. You see a few basketball players, but some of the other people that go in delegation taking these teams in foreign lands, let's say they're going to play in Japan, you see maybe a third of the crew are not players. They're just a bunch of people that either have money or have corrupted to be part of the team. Because what? They want to run away from Africa. So corruption is a problem, not because of their ability to do the job, rather because they paid somebody some money. That's the problem with Africa. It's politicians get in power, they start stealing, marrying many wives, making money for themselves and their families. It has nothing to do with slavery or any other thing. I'm sorry. Can Africans get paid for the things they've been crying over? Slavery and colonization. Clearly, they're never going to get paid because they don't pay you, they pay the other people. You're not getting paid. And they call you shithole countries. You think you're going to get paid? Maybe it's about time you come together and work with one another. Maybe it's about time you actually build your own military. The bottom line is the world only respects power. Okay? If you have power, they respect you. Why do you think they can bully an African country and do all that stuff? Because you have nothing. You know what I'm saying? God bless.